there.
Granny, don't yell like that. You'll scare Daisy.
And don't call her Daisy. I don't want no buzzard named after me.
Oh, Granny, she likes you. Ain't you noticed how she keeps watching you?
At my age, it ain't no treat to have a buzzard watching you. Here, take these to the kitchen and commence ironing.
Oh, yes, sir. Come on, Daisy.
Not her. I don't allow no scavenger in my kitchen.
Well, what about...
That's different. Jethro is family.
Hey there, Mr. Drysdale. Granny, Ellie Mae, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jean is here to see you.
Jed, will you tell your daughter to get rid of that big, ugly bird? It makes me nervous.
But,
Well,
Granny...
We'll talk about that later. Mr. Drysdale says this is real important and can't wait.
Quite true, quite true. Oh, please sit down, everybody. I have an announcement of historical importance to make. Mr. Clampett, members of your esteemed family, at the opening of business this morning, precisely 10 o'clock Pacific Daylight Savings Time, your balance in my bank reached the unprecedented figure of $80 million. Granny, I'm hungry.
Mr. Drysdale's fixing to make an important announcement.
Yeah, I just made it. You have $80 million. Oh. Well, now, here's the really good news. In keeping with my policy of generosity, I have a free gift for you.
Mr. Drysdale, you don't have to.
No. It's a tradition with my bank. Every depositor whose balance reaches $80 million is automatically eligible. Please, Miss Hathaway. Not going through with this farce. The gift, please, Miss Hathaway. This is no time to think of expense. With my compliments.
Well, doggies, would you look at that? What is it?
It's a genuine imported Oriental magic music maker.
Huh? Dog! Japanese transistor radio.
All it needs is a battery.
Mr. Drysdale, you didn't have to get us that.
Tut. It's the least I can do.
Very least.
Well, you done all the work, taking care of our money. Seems like we ought to give you a present.
I got just the thing for him. You like big birds, Mr. Drysdale?
I ain't giving him Daisy.
Granny, that's a mighty poor reward for all Mr. Drysdale done. Taking care of our money for 6 years must have been a mighty heavy burden.
Well, I can't deny that it has cost me many sleepless nights. Spun a few silver threads among the gold, added lines to a once youthful face, and caused a slight tremor to a once steady hand.
Hope you ain't gonna be sick.
I wish I could say the same. Come along, silver-haired daddy. I'm your nap.
What do you mean, nap? I didn't build this man a fortune by sleeping. Semper paratus, always ready. Others may work from sun to sun, but banker's work is never done.
Mr. Drysdale, you take it easy. Don't overdo it.
My advice exactly.
What better way to go? I regret that I have but one life to give to my largest depositor.
All right, Nathan.
And when that big banker in the sky calls my final loan, let my epitaph read, he never met a millionaire he didn't like.
Yes, it seems a sensible thing to do is to take the $80 million and bury it in the backyard.
Get off on moldy.
How can?
Granny, I still don't think it's a good idea to put money in the ground.
It's better than putting Mr. Drysdale there.
Something wrong with Mr. Drysdale?
Yeah, Jethro. Poor man has wore himself to a frazzle worrying about my money.
And we're trying to figure what to do with it.
I can tell you what to do with it. You can give it to England.
England?
They hurting for money?
They so bad off, they done sold their queen.
No.
Sold their queen?
Yes, sir. I heard it on Mr. Drysdale's radio. The city of Philadelphia has bought Queen Elizabeth and is fixing to tie her to the dock for a tourist attraction.
I can't believe it.
You greening us, boy?
No, sir. I heard it.
Turn that thing on again.
News is over now. Can't get but one station.
Seems to me, if England was in that much trouble, we'd have heard something from them folks in our castle.
Let's have Jethro write 'em. Get the story firsthand.
I can beat that. Hello, operator? This is Sir Jethro de Bodine, head varlet to the Earl of Clampetts. Put me through to our castle in England.
Ask for Major Domo.
Yeah, England. Word has reached our royal ears that the rabble has hawked the Queen. We might have to come over there and flog a bunch of them rascals.
I'll handle it, boy. Yes, ma'am. That's Clampett Castle in Kent, England. What is it they say over there instead of howdy?
Faversham.
Yeah, that's it.
Would you hold on a minute, please? Oh, Mr. Faversham, sir. I think you'd better take this call. It's from the United States.
Yes?
This is Jed Clampett speaking. Is that you, Mr. Domo?
Faversham, sir. Faversham.
Well, Faversham to you.
Faversham, Mr. Domo.
Yeah, I was, Granny. Listen, Major, we were just wondering how everybody's getting along over there.
Oh, quite well, sir, thank you. Considering the fact we're running the castle with a skeleton staff.
They got trouble, all right. Their servants is down to skin and bone.
We don't care nothing about them oafs and serfs. How much did Philadelphia give you for the Queen?
I hope you'll excuse Jethro. He heard some wild story about selling Queen Elizabeth to Philadelphia. I reckon ain't no truth to it.
Well, yes, sir. As a matter of fact, we've sold both our queens.
Don't say.
What is it, Jed?
They done sold Queen Mary to Long Beach.
It's a revolution. The rabble has rose up and is getting rid of royalty. Dukes and earls is next, and that's us.
Jethro.
We got to rally around the Queen and put down this uprising. To arms! To arms!
Mr. Clampett, sir. Mr. Clampett.
Yes?
I heard Master Jethro's outburst. It's only Her Majesty's ships that have been sold.
Oh. Well, things ain't quite as bad as we thought, but it's hurting for money, all right. The Queen sold her Navy. Well, don't let her sell nothing else. Maybe things will get... What's that? You done sold London Bridge, too?
Poor woman, Jed. We've got to help her.
Well, I got a feeling things is going to pick up. I hope the Queen still got her health.
Oh, yes, indeed, sir. And Her Majesty is spending this week at the Royal Preserves.
I see. Well, maybe we'll be paying you a visit soon, Mr. Domo.
Faversham, sir.
Faversham to you. You know, two ways about it, Granny. Things is rough. You know what the Queen is spending this week doing?
What?
Putting up preserves.
There ain't no time to lose, Jed. You gotta take your money out of the bank and head for England.
Yep, looks like we can save Mr. Drysdale and the Queen at the same time.
Chief, the guard just called and said Granny and Mr. Clampett are on the way up.
Quick. Hide this. And get your mascara.
The mascara?
Yes, I want some dark shadows under my eyes. I haven't had a good night's sleep in 6 years, remember?
Not that phony act again.
Well, it worked, didn't it? I practically had them in tears. Now do as I say.
Mr. Drysdale?
Yes? Who is it?
Hey, Jed Clampett.
Oh, so it is. You'll have to excuse me, sir. A bad case of banker's squint, adding up those figures day and night. 6 years. Oh, excuse me, sir.
Mr. Drysdale, I know you've been toting a crushing burden, but I got good news for you.
Good news?
I'm going to take my $80 million out of your bank. Bet you in the wheelbarrow, Granny.
Well, doggy. It worked already.
He's sure sleeping now, isn't he?
Just like a baby.
Where am I? What's going on?
You fainted.
Fainted?
Oh, you were in a deep coma. It took a 20 to bring you out of it.
I'm not the type who faints. What happened?
Well, Mr. Clampett told you he was withdrawing his $80 million. I'd better open a window.
No. Lock it. I might jump.
Better hide my tie and belt, too.
You know, of course, you brought this on yourself.
How?
That Financial Fatigue Act. Mr. Clampett felt sorry for you.
Where is he?
Waiting in my office.
Mr. Clampett.
Hey, that nap sure done wonders for you.
Oh, I never felt better in my life.
Well, it must be a relief getting $80 million off your back.
No, please, don't take it.
Drysdale, you said yourself that it's a crushing burden.
But I'm used to it. I'm a banker. But it would finish you in no time.
Well, it ain't gonna be no burden to me. I'm giving it away.
Giving it away?
Yes, you see, there is a certain lady that's in trouble.
Oh, I see. Well, how much does she want?
Well, I reckon all she can lay her hands on.
Yes, I know the type.
Leastwise, I aim to give her all I got.
Oh, $80 million!
Well, to this lady, that's just a drop in the bucket.
She must have some bucket.
You knew who she was.
Who is she?
Well, I don't know if she'd want me to say. She's a mighty high-placed woman.
And high price, too. What's her name?
Keep it yourself?
I promise.
Well.
Queen Elizabeth!
Drysdale, you promise.
Mr. Clampett, I assure you the Queen of England is a very wealthy woman.
Once was, maybe, but things is kind of rough. I've looked into the matter.
Jed, them goobers downstairs won't give us no money without you signing a check.
All right. Ask Miss Jane to get us 4 tickets to London.
No! I won't let you.
You won't let us.
Mr. Drysdale, it's my money.
What I meant was that you just can't walk up to Buckingham Palace and hand the Queen money. She's too proud to accept charity.
Oh, we know that.
Good!
We're going to put it in plain gunny sacks and throw it over the wall.
Wait a minute. Miss Clampett, Granny. A thing like this has to be handled with great diplomacy. Now, I have some connections with the British Embassy, and I'll have them get in touch with you.
Well, we do want to handle it the right way.
Yes. Well, you go home and leave everything to me.
All right. Up on, Granny.
Now, don't take the freeway this time, Jed. That tailgating makes me nervous.
Miss Hathaway,
Chief?
I want you to get me the finest British actor money can buy.
Well, how much money are you talking about?
I'll go as high as $10.
What, are you serious?
Look, this is no time to pinch pennies.
How long are you going to be, mate? This rig's due back at the studio at 5 o'clock.
Well, at the rate Mr. Drysdale is paying me, my performance should run about 2 minutes.
Jed, the Englishman is here.
Granny, we got to be careful how we talk to that fella. Mr. Drysdale said he's a Queen's minister.
I never seen no preacher dressed like him. Satin breeches, lace cuffs, all kinds of fancy trappings.
Likely Episcopalian.
And come in a big stage coat.
Well, Granny, hay is cheaper than gasoline. And I reckon they don't pay their preachers no better than we pay ours.
Jed, so it won't surprise you. His hair is white as snow.
Probably been doing a heap of worrying about the Queen.
Yeah.
Come in.
Thank you.
Iversham.
Montreux. Is Mr. Clampett around?
Well, I'm Jed Clampett, and this here is Granny.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you, Reverend.
Reverend?
Well, Mr. Drysdale said you was the Queen's minister.
Minister of Finance.
He must take up the collection.
Here is my identification and my authority to act on the Queen's behalf.
Well, come on in the parlor and sit down.
No, I'm afraid I haven't the time. But Mr. Drysdale tells me that you wish to present the Queen with a gift of some sort.
Well, we heard that the Queen...
But unfortunately, Her Majesty is not allowed to accept gifts. But on the Queen's behalf, I thank you for whatever it is you had in mind for her. Good day.
Well, what we had in mind was $80 million.
What did you say? $80 million.
Didn't Mr. Drysdale tell you? It's sitting in his bank. And Jed is more than happy for the Queen to have it.
Now, Granny, if the Queen can't take it...
There may be a way. Excuse me while I talk to my chief of protocol. Well, you may return to the studio, you chaps. It looks as though the bit part I'm playing is going to turn into a very meaty role.
Oh, and what kind of a role is it?
A bankroll.
I hope you don't mind doing your talking in the kitchen.
Not at all.
I ain't nosy. I just want to hear everything.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, after the oil company gave me all them millions, Cousin Pearl talked me into moving out of the little old cabin and coming out here to Beverly Hills.
I see.
Been here ever since, except for a couple of weeks we spent in England in our castle.
You own a castle in England?
Yes, sir. The folks are mighty nice to us there. That's one reason we're so anxious to help the Queen.
We'll think of a way.
Of course, it's got to be done so it wouldn't seem like charity. We wouldn't want to hurt her pride none.
Naturally. But the castle solves the problem.
It does?
As a British landowner, you are qualified to purchase royal real estate.
Well, that's fine, but how's that help?
Well, as you know, Her Majesty has vast real estate holdings all over the world, but she's eaten up with taxes.
Well, what they call a land pool.
I could make you a fabulous price on one of the Crown colonies.
Here's your tea, Parson.
Would you like to buy Hong Kong?
Hong Kong?
That's that big ape that carried off Fay Ray.
Hong Kong is on the coast of China.
Well, to tell the truth, I ain't too keen on buying a Chinese ape. Let's get back to the real estate.
Oh, fine. Would you be interested in Australia? Or perhaps India?
I might.
Well, if you like islands, I could make you a very good price on Borneo.
Doggone, I wish I knew more about these things. Granny and me ain't had much schooling.
Jed!
Oh, good. There's Jethro. He's the educated member of the family.
He is?
Jed!
Out here in the kitchen, boy.
On second thoughts, I better check those rights. There may be a second mortgage on Borneo.
Jed, tell that lady to let me take her buzzard to England so we can hunt rabble from the truck.
Well, we'll talk about that later, boy. This here is the Queen's minister.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Reverend.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Jethro.
Jed, we gotta take the buzzard. I already sent the truck over.
You sent the truck to England?
Yes, sir. Put it on one of them great big cargo planes, so it'll be waiting when we get there.
How many times have I told you I don't allow buzzers in here?
You know something? There's a lot of folks that feels that way. Did you ever try hitchhiking from the airport, wearing a suit of armor and toting a buzzard?
Strangely enough, I never have.
The whales don't. Everybody slowed down, but nobody stopped.
Well, what's done is done. Jethro, I need your advice on buying some royal real estate.
Royal real estate?
It's a way of helping the Queen. Now, the parson here has given me my choice of Australia, India, or Borneo.
Uh-oh. Be careful, Uncle Jed. This rascal's foxing you.
Jethro, he's a man of the cloth.
Oh, yeah. And he's pulling it over your eyes.
Explain yourself, boy.
He's holding out the best place. Make him sell you Canada.
You're right, Mr. Clampett. He's the educated member of the family.
Graduated in 6th grade.
Well, I must confess I was holding out Canada till the last.
Well, can't fault you for that, parson. You were just looking out for the Queen. A good trader always keeps the best horse in the barn.
Well, I'm glad you understand. Very well, sir. Canada it is.
Make him put in the riding, Uncle Jed. And see to it that he gives you the title to Canada. You'll need that when you go to subdivide.
Well, I don't aim to do that.
No, but the boy's right. Everything must be perfectly honest and legal. Now, if you have a pen, I will transfer title right above the Queen's signature.
Good. Then I'll pay the tax on it and give it back to her. I'll call Mr. Drysdale and have him make out the check.
No. That won't be necessary. I trust you. You trust me. Just let me have whatever cash you have as good faith money.
Well, I don't know how much I got here, but...
That'll do perfectly. Thank you, and there's the title.
Mr. Clampett, Jethro told me about shipping the truck to England, but don't worry, I'll have it back on the next plane.
Oh, no need to do that. We's going over ourselves quick as Miss Jane gets us a ticket.
Oh, but there's no need to go now. Didn't the Queen's minister come to see you?
Sure did. Dandy fella. Nice man to do business with, too.
Business?
Sold me Canada for $80 million and a handful of cash.
You bought Canada, Jed?
His Jethro deserves the credit. Hadn't been for him, I might have wound up with Borneo. Mr. Drysdale, why don't you, Mr. Doggy. All it takes to catch him up on his sleep is a little good news.
Trouble is, Granny says I can't take you, so got to hide you in this here bag. See? There's plenty of room, and lots of air, too.
Jethro! The taxi cab is here to take us to the airport.
We's coming! I'm coming! Okay, Daisy, now hop in, and keep your big mouth shut.
I blame you for the whole mess, Miss Hathaway. And believe me, this trip to England is coming out of your salary.
Then I'm stopping right here.
No, keep going. We miss that plane, the Clampetts will get to London without us.
Then let's hear no more talk blaming me. You're the one who hired that cheap British actor to impersonate the Queen's minister. He's the one who sold them Canada.
Okay. The important thing is to keep them from going to Buckingham Palace and giving that phony deed to the Queen.
Now, Chief, look on the bright side.
What bright side? Well, they even had that miserable truck flown to London.
I still say there's a bright side.
What is it?
When I think of one, you'll be the first to hear it.
Where's Jethro?
Oh, he's coming, Granny.
Why ain't he with us?
Well, he's just upset because you wouldn't let him bring along Ellie's turkey buzzards to hunt oafs.
Well, I aim to do some sleeping betwixt here in England, and at my age, I ain't stretching out and closing my eyes in the same room with no buzzards.
Now be real quiet, Daisy. And as quick as we get to England, we'll go to hunt oafs.
Would you like me to take that for you?
Oh, no. She's fine. It's fine. I'll tell you what you can do. You can let us know when we fly over Canada.
I'd be happy to.
It belongs to us, you know. We bought it yesterday.
Bought Canada.
Hey, Uncle Jed, this little old gal don't believe that we own Canada. Show her the deed.
Jethro, will you stop yapping about us owning Canada? It's only ours till we give the deed back to the Queen.
We made it.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane.
I'll sit here with Jethro. You keep Ellie company.
Right, Chief.
Excuse me. If you look out the window, you can see Winnipeg.
Winnipeg?
We're over Manitoba now, and pretty soon we're going to be flying over Ontario.
I don't care nothing about that. Just tell me when we get to Canada.
You know, Jethro, I'm sure glad I'm sitting beside the educated member of the family. You make a great brain surgeon.
Get hungry. I got some chitlins in my pocket.
No thanks.
I was talking to my friend in the bag there.
You have a friend?
Shh. I smuggled her on board.
Who is she?
Give you 3 guesses.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Guess again. Give me a hint. Well, she's got a long nose, beady eyes, scaly legs, and 3 toes on each foot.
Miss, could I have a tranquilizer?
Oh, of course. Your first flight?
My last.
Beady eyes, scaly legs, 3 toes in each foot.
And her first name's Daisy.
Oh, she's sitting back there with Mr. Clampett. Okay, I give up. Open the bag.
Oh, no, not here. Uncle Jed will give me the Dickens. But you can open it up in the washroom.
You know, I'm just curious enough to do that.
Don't scare her.
I won't.
I'm sure glad you're going to England with us, Miss Jane.
Yeah. And quick as we give the deed to Canada back to the Queen, you can help us fight the War of the Roses.
Now, Granny.
Excuse me, but I think the War of the Roses has already been fought.
No, it was supposed to be fought last year. But Sir Chicken here tucked his tail twixt his legs and run.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I ain't traveling 6,000 miles to scrap with the folks in the next castle.
That's the War of the Roses?
Yes, ma'am. Jethro started it.
No, they started it when they sicked their dogs on Jethro when he run the dragon through their roses.
Granny, that'll do.
Good grief.
You and your three-toed redhead.
I told you she wasn't Elizabeth Taylor.
You didn't tell me it was a bus.
Let the cat out of the bag.
Wish it had been a cat. I almost got flapped to death.
Daisy, you have not a... Where is she?
In the washroom. And if you want her back in that bag, you put her there.
Gee, what happened?
Nothing. Sit down.
Anything you need?
Yeah, I need to have my head examined.
There's a feather in your hair. Don't tell me how it got there.
Granny, he done something stupid, and he don't want to talk about it.
Thanks, Jethro.
Did you find out what happened to Mr. Drysdale?
I think I got it figured out what happened to him, Jed. When he went up front there, he stuck his head out the window, and a bird hit him.
We's flying pretty hard for birds.
What about geese?
Ain't often you get a goose this high either.
Well, he got one, scratched his scalp. That could be dangerous so close to the brain. It could come down with goose fever.
You gonna treat him?
He didn't want me to. He's ashamed of what he'd done, I guess.
Well, sticking your head out of the window of an airplane going 600 miles an hour ain't exactly the smartest thing in the world.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
To powder my nose.
No, don't go in there.
Why not?
Oh, did the tranquilizer help any, sir?
Oh, yes, I feel fine now, thanks.
Good, you're welcome.
Trouble now.
What do you mean?
Another victim just went into the buzzard roost.
Granny, why do you suppose the chief is acting so strangely?
I hate to tell you, Miss Jane, but it's goose fever.
Goose fever?
He stuck his head out the window up there and got hit by a high-flying goose.
It's impossible.
It is, huh? Look yonder. Another one's done it. He'll be having a seizure any minute. The goose scratches is right next to his brain.
What happened to you, sir?
There's a big bird in there.
A bird?
Yeah, it clawed me, and it flapped me.
See? There he goes.
I think you're mistaken, sir, but I'll check it out.
Don't go in there. They'll get flat silly with those big wings.
All right, sir. I tell you what, why don't you return to your seat and I'll get somebody to investigate it.
You think this will cure his goose fever, Granny?
No, but it'll quieten him down so he won't go flying around the cabin. Here you are. Take this. It'll make you feel better.
Oh, thanks. I can use a drink of water. What was that?
Smoky Mountain Soothing Syrup.
Who are you?
I'm Mother Goose. Now you just tuck your head under your wing and rest.
Okay, she's back in the bag, but she ain't too happy, though. You scared her.
I scared her.
Hope you enjoyed your flight. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed your flight. And did you enjoy your flight, sir?
Oh, yeah, the plane ride was nice, too.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye for sure. Bye. What are you doing?
Miss Jane said they won't let me take my buzzard through customs. So I'm going to turn her loose here, and she'll meet us in front of the airport.
She'll meet us?
Heck yeah. I got her trained to fly around and land on the truck. Come on, Daisy.
Listen, Jethro, wait. Why don't you go ahead and get the truck, and I'll smuggle Daisy through customs.
Okay, swell. I'll meet everybody in front of the airport.
Chief, you'll never get that buzzard through customs. They'll quarantine it.
Exactly. I've had enough of this bird for one trip.
Do you mean someone actually tried to get this repulsive bird through customs?
Yes, sir. His name's Drysdale. He's in your office right now with some other rather odd Americans.
That's why I stopped you on the plane. I got locked in the washroom with that thing, and it flopped me up one wall and down the other.
Drysdale's having another seizure.
Poor man. I gotta help him.
Mr. Drysdale, please.
That's me.
Don't you know that birds have to be quarantined in a cage for 6 months before they can enter this country?
Wait a minute. He ain't no bird. He only thinks he is.
Granny, I beg your pardon.
He's got goose fever.
Granny, please.
I'm gonna help you, Mr. Drysdale.
Madam, I was referring to the repulsive creature he brought off the plane.
Shame on you. That's his secretary.
Anything I can do, Granny?
Yes, you can learn this goomer some manners. He wants to put Mr. Drysdale in a cage. And you should have heard what he called Miss Jane.
Granny, please let me handle this.
Well, that's fine, Mr. Drysdale, but we better be moving along. Wouldn't want to bother the Queen at supper time.
You are going to see the Queen?
Well, we ain't going to have supper with her. Just want to give her back the deed to Canada.
And then we gotta get to our castle and commence fighting the War of the Roses.
Now, Granny.
Did you say the War of the Roses?
You heard of it?
But of course. Every schoolboy has heard of the War of the Roses.
You see that, Jed? It's all over England that we run out on the feud. They've even got it in school books.
Granny, please let me handle this.
You go and lie down. You're burning up with fever, you silly goose.
I say, what kind of a vehicle is this, then? Oh, this here is a Royal Truck and Buzzard Launcher. I'm waiting for the Royal Family. Royal Family? Yeah. The Earl of Clampett and his kin. Oh, there's a couple of commoners with him, though. Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane. Mr. Drysdale? Oh, that's the American gentleman I'm here to chauffeur. Oh.
Stop honking that thing, Jethro. Mr. Drysdale will be honking back.
Where is he? He's got something of mine.
He's trying to explain goose fever to the inspector.
Well, let's head for the palace.
Well, what about Mr. Drysdale?
He ordered his own car here.
Why would he do that?
I'll tell you why. With every schoolboy in London talking about the War of the Roses, he's ashamed to be seen with us.
Tell Mr. Drysdale we'll be waiting in front of Buckingham Palace.
Sure am glad we brought the truck to London. It's dandy for sightseeing.
Yeah, and we're the sight everybody is seeing. Don't you see how folks are staring and pointing at us? They know we run out on the feud.
Now, Granny.
She's right, Uncle Jed. Ain't no other reason they'd be laughing at us.
Pay no attention to her. Just drive on to the palace. We got business with the Queen.
Mr. Drysdale? Yes? Now, this is your car, sir. Oh, where are the hillbillies? If you're referring to the Earl of Clampett and his family, sir, they went off in the royal truck.
They've gone?
Yes, they said they wait for you in front of Buckingham Palace.
Oh, no. Do you think you can beat them there?
Well, considering the car and the driver, sir, I'd say it was a sure thing.
Where are we, Jethro?
We's in what's called Hyde Park.
Good. Pull up to them bushes and let's hide.
Keep going, Jethro. Anybody see a street sign?
I seen one, Paul. Says this here's Rotten Road.
Stop right here, Jethro. This is where we belong. Rotten Road.
Drive on, boy.
Where have you been?
All over London.
Jethro should have told us he didn't know how to get here.
Didn't want you to think I was stupid.
Oh, no chance of that. Well, let's go in, give the deed to Canada back to the Queen.
Now, wait. First, I'll have to arrange an audience.
Oh, we don't want to do it in front of folks.
I mean the Queen won't see you without an appointment.
I noticed. She's heard of the War of the Roses, too.
How soon you reckon she'll see us?
Not till we've cleared our name.
Let Mr. Drysdale talk.
Well, it may take several days. Meantime, why don't we all go to the hotel and have a good night's rest? Follow us, Jethro. Miss Hathaway and I will go in and make arrangements.
You want us to come along?
No. Wait here. We might have to try another hotel.
Hear that, Jed? We might not be able to get in.
Reckon they heard about the feud, too.
Yeah. We ain't got nothing to do with it.
It ain't, huh? Oh, soldier, come here.
Yes, madam.
Have you heard about the War of the Roses?
Oh, indeed, madam.
See?
How much you know about it? Well, it's probably the most famous feud in the history of England. It involved two families, two royal houses.
You know how it started?
Well, there's some debate as to which house first let loose the dogs of war. Excuse me.
I can tell him which house let loose the dogs. It was me that was let loose on.
Are you satisfied, Jed?
Well, Granny, it's only natural that a soldier might have heard, but I can't believe everybody has.
Wait, will you tell me something? Does everybody in the hotel know about the War of the Roses?
Oh, definitely, sir.
That doesn't. It's bad enough to be laughed at on the street, but I don't aim to move in here and live with it.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Let's go on out to the castle.
Yeah, Paul.
Come on, Jed.
Well, all right. Tell Mr. Drysdale the Clampetts has gone to their castle.
He means chicken house.
Thank you for alerting us, Mr. Drysdale. Yes, I'll have them phoned, sir. Good day. Tetley?
Yes, Mr. Favish.
The Clampetts are driving out from London. Assemble the staff in the courtyard. We must give them a royal welcome.
At once, Mr. Favish.
Now, just a word of caution. Let us not mention the presence of the Clampett family to our friends in the next castle. Colonel Dumbarton has not forgotten the Black Knight, Master Jethro, riding through his prize roses.
Excuse me, Mr. Faversham, sir. A group of gypsies is approaching the castle.
Really?
Yes, and they're driving a most disreputable-looking vehicle. These vagabonds are going to spoil the arrival of the Clampetts.
Mr. Tent, those vagabonds are the Clampetts. Steady.
They seem very fond of you, sir. They're calling your name.
No, they usually call me Major or Mr. Domo. They think Faversham is a greeting.
Faversham, Mr. Domo.
Faversham, sir. And welcome to all of you from all of us. Oh, Mr. Drysdale would like you to ring him at the hotel as soon as possible.
I'll do that right away. Yes. Jethro, you tote in the bag.
Hey, I'm a knight. We got lots of churls for such things.
And they'll take care of that. Mr. Tetley, everybody.
Mr. Domo, I want to have a word with you. Mr. Domo,
Madam?
I want to ask you something about them folks in the next castle.
Oh, yes, madam. Colonel Dumbarton.
He's a colonel.
Retired. Of Her Majesty's Indian service.
He's an Indian fighter.
That's all in the past, madam. Though I must say he likes to run his castle in a military manner.
I'm afraid we's in for trouble.
Oh, you've nothing to fear from the colonel, madam. Confidentially, the old gentleman is usually in his cups.
Gentlemen, the Queen. The Queen. Prepare to fire the sunset gun.
Jethro, Ellie Mae. Well, young'uns, I'm afraid we've got our feuding cut out for us. The old fella in the next castle is an Indian fighter. One cups at it.
Let's go over and jump him right now.
No, Jethro. Let him make the first move.
What was that?
Sounded like a cannon.
He's firing